Coming up on WUFT's First at 5. The UF weather team is predicting dangerous heat in north central Florida this weekend, with heat index values deep into the triple digits. How those numbers may get, and the extreme weather threatening Americans all across the country.
Plus, protests across the nation reaching north central Florida Thursday, the continued backlash against state immigration facilities, and a variety of national policies.
And budget cuts passing through the House overnight, slashing public broadcasting and federal aid. President Trump expected to sign those cuts into law today as recent reports on a former relationship loom large. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5 from the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications. You're watching WUFT News.
It's been a wet, hot Floridian summer all throughout July here in north central Florida, with afternoon thunderstorms and highs reaching the 90s this past week. Welcome to First at 5. I'm Magnel Loper.
And I'm Matt Montalto. Severe rain is in the Gulf, causing more floods overnight that is just west of New Orleans. But as UF forecaster Aiden Wacksman tells us, those rains aren't expected to hit our region, but it's at the cost of blistering temperatures.
If you went outside today and you said, man, it feels like 100 degrees today, you would be right. Take a look at some of these feel-like temperatures, your heat index. 104 right now in Gainesville at the airport. We're in the triple digits for all of us here in north central Florida, so we're staying just really, really hot, even into the weekend as well. Now, these are your actual temperatures, 91 here at the airport, 95 in Ocala. None of us escaping the high 80s, low 90s, but it doesn't matter because those feel-like temperatures, right, that's really what you're feeling like if you're going to mow the lawn outside. That's what you're feeling right now. Storm tracker, you can see no storms in our area right now. That's the good news. So a little bit of heat at the expense of, or a little bit of less rain at the expense of the heat. Coming up, I'll tell you about a potentially scorching weekend.
With record rains and increased flood risk for parts of the country, the Trump administration is moving forward with a critical flash flood risk database. That's according to a National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration official and an internal NOAA email. This database would, for the first time, take climate change into account when making precipitation frequency estimates. It would help people understand their risk for flash flooding and assist civil engineers, designers, and builders with construction and infrastructure projects. This move comes after it was reported earlier this week that the administration had paused work on parts of the project.
The House of Representatives voted overnight to cut billions from the federal budget that had already been approved by Congress. This included over $1 billion in cuts to public broadcasting like PBS and NPR. For the full story on what's being cut, here's Karen Kafa.
House Republicans signed off on billions of dollars in funding cuts sought by President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, handing the president another legislative win.
We clawed back $9 billion in taxpayer funds and wasteful spending, fraud, waste, and abuse.
The DOGE spending cuts were passed under an obscure and rarely used budget law that prevented a Senate filibuster. And they canceled $9 billion in federal funding that was previously approved by Congress. $1.1 billion will be stripped from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps fund NPR and PBS, and about $8 billion will be taken from foreign aid programs. The U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, was one of the first agencies targeted by DOGE. With staffing decimated, nearly 500 metric tons of emergency aid food is set to expire this month and will be destroyed at taxpayer expense.
It takes a lot of people, a lot of workers, a lot of contracts to move this food around the world, and all of those people were laid off. All of the USAID programs were suspended.
Democrats chastising Republicans who have supported the administration's cuts.
It's going to make us less safe. It's going to take funding away from public broadcasting for our kids when they're already having an all-out assault on public education.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hinted at further federal funding cuts, describing rescissions as an ongoing quest. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
With the latest moves from Washington, citizens continue taking to the streets to make their voices heard. The latest event in Gainesville took place Thursday as part of the nationwide Good Trouble protests inspired by the late Congressman John Lewis. Dozens of Gainesville residents gathered at Fred Cohn Park with handmade signs and flags as passing cars honked their horns to show support. This round of demonstrations follows last month's No Kings protests and carry a similar message. Those at the protest stated their reasons for coming, which included immigration, public education, and, as one veteran said, the decimation of many important American institutions.
Thursday's Gainesville City Commission meeting saw the funding of several projects go into effect, including a variety of infrastructure improvements expected in the coming year.
One of the main goals of the commission, making the city of Gainesville more affordable with a further $1.6 million investment in affordable housing. The funding will cover three key areas: the construction for home ownership, new construction for rental properties, and the rehabilitation of affordable rental locations. The projects receiving city grants are on your screen now. Just under $1.3 million in funds are allocated to new construction, which will create 116 affordable housing units. The remaining funds will be used for renovation of 106 affordable rental units. And while the allocations are officially made, the City Commission wants to ensure that the money will be used quickly and effectively.
What we're doing is we're expanding the breadth of the amount of applicants that can come forward as do things with housing and stock, whether it's rental or home ownership. I know I certainly would love to hear from them and want to hear their commitment to the time frame, their commitment to using this money and getting that housing built.
Various project leaders joined the City Commission to give comment, reassuring leaders and community members that the shovels are ready and these projects will commence as soon as possible.
The City Commission also approved a $1.5 million bid to begin the Northeast 31st Street Trail project. The project, originally planned in 2023, will be located on the north side of Northeast 31st Avenue from Northeast 15th Street to Northeast Waldo Road. The trail will consist of a 10-foot wide asphalt multi-use trail. Construction for the trail will begin this fall, with completion estimated for summer 2026. The city asserts that the trail will provide a better connection to Unity Park as part of the City of Gainesville Wild Spaces and Public Places initiative.
Now to major development already underway, the City of Gainesville celebrates a milestone with a $3.8 million project in the East Side. East Gainesville! The East Side Health and Economic Development Initiative is a 21-acre site. The city says the project aims to create economic opportunities. Mayor Harvey Ward and other officials gathered for a ribbon cutting today. The event celebrated the construction of new roadways at the site. The city hopes to build a regional transit system transfer station here in 2026.
Anywhere they want to go for work, for pleasure, for shopping, whatever it is they want to do, that is going to be available for them in just a short time. I can see it up here and then here.
The project includes the UF Health Urgent Care Center, an area for mixed-use development.
When we return, cuts to government-sponsored insurance starting to materialize. The cost spikes you should expect if you get health insurance through the Affordable Care Act.
And the statements from President Trump as his past associations cast a shadow over the administration. First at 5, we'll be right back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
If you receive health care with assistance from Medicaid, listen up. Individuals who get health insurance through the Affordable Care Act could soon see their monthly premiums spike. Subsidies from the program are set to expire at the end of the year, and insurers that offer plans through the ACA are planning an average premium increase of 15% for 2026. That would be the largest increase in 7 years, according to a study from the Kaiser Family Foundation. This coming on top of the loss of enhanced subsidies, which were not extended as part of the One Big Beautiful Bill passed earlier this month. The finalized monthly prices for next year's plans are usually published around August.
President Trump is strongly pushing back on a bombshell Wall Street Journal article released Thursday. The report stating Trump wrote a letter to Jeffrey Epstein more than 2 decades ago that reportedly included a drawing of a woman and his signature. Monica Alba has to report on the recent allegations and what Americans should expect next.
It's all been a big hoax.
After days of downplaying the Epstein files controversy, President Trump overnight directing his attorney general to release all the pertinent grand jury testimony once the court approves. Attorney General Pam Bondi posting on X that she is, quote, ready to move to court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts regarding the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
This idea that there's going to be a ton revealed about other parties who they were not seeking to indict at that moment, probably isn't the case.
All this in the wake of a new Wall Street Journal story about a letter the president allegedly sent to Epstein on his birthday in 2003. The Journal calls the letter bawdy, describing several lines of text framed by what appears to be a hand-drawn outline of a naked woman with the president's signature under the waist, according to documents reviewed by the Journal and people familiar with the pages. The Journal reporting they are among documents reviewed by justice officials who investigated Epstein years ago, but it's not clear if these are part of the Trump administration's most recent review. NBC News has not independently verified nor seen the documents. President Trump adamantly denies writing the letter, telling the paper, "This is not me, this is a fake thing, it's a fake Wall Street Journal story." House Speaker Mike Johnson said the president is frustrated.
The president and I talked about that ridiculous allegation this morning. He said it's patently absurd. He's never drawn such a picture.
President Trump has tried to appease his base, angry that he won't release all the Epstein documents.
This has been the first fracture in MAGA.
For years, right-wing media and influencers have pushed conspiracy theories about an Epstein client list and that he did not kill himself, that someone potentially murdered him in jail in 2019. When Bondi released a memo this month contradicting those theories, MAGA world erupted, demanding full transparency and every document made public.
In Washington, Monica Alba, NBC News.
Central Florida is rocking temperatures in the triple digits, well above that even right now. I'll let you know if that kind of heat will extend into the weekend next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
You know, guys, it's been hot out today, and it's been hot this whole week. And you know what sounds good to me and what might sound good to our viewers at home? A nice big scoop of ice cream.
And if they're anything like me, they'll choose strawberry for their ice cream of choosing.
Strawberry ice cream is a great choice, and ice cream is a great choice in general right now because of these temperatures. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures in north central Florida right now. You can see we're in the mid-90s right now for most of us, so nothing too unusual it looks like on these actual temperatures here for much of us. But then we go to the feels like temperatures, and man, that is where it's at. 110 is what it feels like in Cross City right now, 105 in Gainesville at the airport, 107 in Bronson. So really important to be careful in this type of extreme heat. A heat advisory right now, Union County and Bradford County, and also Clay County and Putnam County as well. A heat advisory for those areas, meaning that temperatures of 105 to 109 degrees, feel like temperatures, heat index for 2 hours or more. So it's really important to stay careful in this kind of heat. Now, the good news is no rain, right? That has moved well away from us. That system that passed through Florida a little bit earlier this week, now in Louisiana. And we're staying mostly clear of showers and storms right now as this Bermuda high moves a little bit closer to us, and that should reduce some storm chances as the air starts to sink a little bit more and we don't get as many of those showers and thunderstorms popping up in the afternoons. It even looks hot out there too right now. Partly cloudy skies, 94 degrees. You take a look at this feel like temperature here, 106. There's just no break from the heat anywhere right now in north central Florida. Maybe a little couple of more clouds on that side of campus here, but still really, really hot regardless, and not enough cloud cover to reduce those temperatures. The showers and storms, that's not a concern for the rest of the evening. Those are well away from us, and we're staying pretty clear all the way into the early hours in tomorrow morning. Now, there are maybe some showers and thunderstorms possible, right, the rest of the evening, but again, it's very, very unlikely. Clearing up for certain by at least the Saturday early morning hours. Could see some showers pop up, but those rain chances are much lower than what they were last week, even Saturday evening. Still staying really clear for the most part. Now, the heat index tomorrow, the heat isn't going away. It's not going away. It's here to stay for a little bit, at least this weekend. 103 is what it feels like in Gainesville tomorrow afternoon, 104 in Cross City. We could very well get even hotter out there and might want to expect another heat advisory coming out for some of those areas possibly tomorrow. Now, this high pressure here Sunday still preventing most of the rain from getting to us, but we could see some of those showers and thunderstorms pop back up into the forecast on Monday, and in the evening you can see ahead of a cold front some of those showers and storms popping up for some of us here in north central Florida, and those rain chances should pick up early into next week. The rest of the weekend, again, great beach weekend, looking pretty good out there. Rain chances pretty low and temperatures pretty hot, so just make sure to wear that sunscreen and stay hydrated. The rest of the week looking pretty nice overall, at least in terms of going to the beach. Temperatures cooling off on Tuesday. I'll have one final look at the weather coming up.
Coming up in sports, SEC Media Days wrapped up yesterday. We'll look at where the Gators are predicted to finish. Also, WUFT's Jordyn Banks spoke with 2 international athletes about their journey to becoming Gators. We'll have those details right after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back to sports. I'm Jordyn Costagliola. Coming off of an 8-5 season in 2024, the expectations for the Gators football team are higher than ever in 2025. But don't tell that to members of the media at SEC Media Days. Just 2 members of said media predicted the Gators to win the conference, and most predicted a finish outside the top 5. But Florida did have a few players on the preseason All-SEC teams, with offensive linemen Austin Barber and Jake Slaughter both making the first team. Florida Gators athletics features athletes from all around the world, and that includes Gators football. WUFT's Jordyn Banks has the inside scoop on a couple of unique journeys to American football.
American football is getting more global than ever. Here in Gainesville, we have 2 University of Florida athletes showcasing their international talents at the Swamp and telling us it's way bigger than football.
Noel Pertjagen is from Germany, a former dancer turned offensive lineman. His background gives him a unique edge on the field.
My background with dancing, I'm like more flexible than like other old linemen, so I can maybe recover in situations where others can't. But besides that, I don't think I have a crazy advantage. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest. I like to play with technique.
From agility to attitude, Noel brings something different to the Gators. And he's not just representing UF, he's representing an entire hometown back in Germany.
My old club, like where I used to play, they love the Gators because of me. And I'm not saying, okay, like, yeah, I'm the greatest. There's more than just me. There's more than just me being out there and like representing like my flag on the back of a helmet.
Noel's teammate Jason Zandamela from Africa is extremely grateful for the Swamp. 6 years ago, he never would have imagined that he would be here playing football and will never forget where he came from.
Most definitely. I feel like I represent my whole country. Like my dad always tells me, like, you got to play like you got that country in the back of your jersey.
Florida has welcomed these boys with open arms, even if they are miles away from home.
It's like a family over here. Like Coach Napier takes care of us, Coach Sale and Coach DeCoster make sure we're all good. We put the work in.
College football grows internationally. These players are helping pave the way. More scouts are looking overseas, and both Noel and Jason say this is just the beginning.
It's just a matter of time when some college says, okay, we're going to send a scout over to Europe and just see what we can get.
Both players hope to inspire the next wave of international athletes to show that even across waters, this dream is within reach. I'm Jordyn Banks, WUFT Sports.
After a trip to the WBIT last season, Florida women's basketball will look to punch its ticket to the big dance this season. And with the program unveiling its non-conference schedule Thursday, it'll be a long road to get there. The Gators will head far from home come November. They'll have trips to Blacksburg, Virginia, Annapolis, Maryland, and even the Cayman Islands. More importantly, though, the Gators will try to reclaim the state as they host Florida State after 3 straight losses in the series. Heading to baseball, the Rays are looking to bounce back from a poor ending to the first half of the season as they resume play tonight after the All-Star break. And their first opponents give them the perfect opportunity to do so. The Rays start a home series against the Orioles tonight on the back of a 4-game losing streak. After the O's, they then get the White Sox on Monday. Both opponents sit near the bottom of the American League. First pitch for tonight's series opener will be hurled at 7:35. And to wrap up sports, On3 updated its top 100 NIL valuations, and 2 Gators cracked the top 25. DJ Lagway and Boogie Fland, both players making north of $2 million for their upcoming seasons. We'll take one final look at weather when we return.
One small thunderstorm moving through parts of 75 and parts of Alachua County right now, moving north pretty quickly, and a little bit of lightning with that one. Now, the rest of the week looking those rain chances should be dropping off this weekend before we get more next week.
Thank you, Aiden, and thank you for joining us. We'll be back here on Monday for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WUFT.org, and have a good night.